Hi, this is Dan York coming at you from Minneapolis, Minnesota, where I'm in town for the 73rd meeting of the Internet Engineering Task Force. That would be me right there in that little badge. And what the IETF is, the Internet Engineering Task Force, is it's basically the organization that writes the standards for the Internet. Little standards like TCP/IP, SMTP, FTP, protocols that we use for all of the stuff that we do on a daily basis over the Internet. It's been around since the early days of the Internet as the organization that creates the standards, the RFCs, requests for comments, all of those things that make up the ways, the technologies, the protocols that we use to communicate across the Internet. Now, in its beginning, the IETF was purely engineers, developers who got together to really bash out how the communication worked. It's evolved a lot then. This meeting here in Minneapolis is about 1,100 or 1,200 people. It's got a wide range, and in the last years, certainly the change around IETF has brought in a lot more people from big companies. A lot are sponsored by various different companies. We're all here as individuals, but yet obviously we are sponsored by companies in many cases to be here. It's an organization where, and I should say too, you see some suits now and then too, which is certainly something you would not have seen back in the early days of the Internet. But we gather here. A lot of the IETF's work is done on mailing lists. So we discuss these ideas. We submit what are called Internet drafts, documents that are then debated and discussed on mailing lists. But here at these IETF meetings, which are held 3 times a year, we meet face-to-face. We discuss them in rooms like this, where there were some presentations earlier. A number of the drafts are presented. People ask questions. People talk about what's going on. The IETF is an interesting organization in that, unlike many standards organizations, it's open to anybody to join. You can join any of the mailing lists. It's perfectly free, and you can go and do that. Anybody can attend these events too. There is a cost. It was about $700 to attend this event, which paid for the rooms, the food, all of that. Meals are provided, lunches and continental breakfasts anyway. Not lunches, I'm sorry, snacks and breakfasts. Lunches are typically on your own, and dinners as well. But as long as you can get here and pay the fee, you can participate in the face-to-face meetings. A lot of great stuff happens in the side conversations too, in the hallways as well. There's partners, many of the people who are here in these events. We meet in the SIP forum events and other SIP events as well too, so many of us have come to know each other. I've spent most of my time in the RAI area, which is the Real-Time Applications and Infrastructure. SIP, SIPPing, media control, all sorts of different protocols that are around building the next generation communication infrastructure and how that all works. So it's been some good long days. They typically start at 9 o'clock in the morning, although many of us will have breakfast meetings at 8 o'clock, or tomorrow I have one at 7 and then one at 8 as well. And in the meetings we'll go typically until, the structured meetings go until 7:30 or 8 at night, and then again there's meetings oftentimes after that on a more informal basis. So it makes for long days. Monday through Thursday, there's typically a half day Friday, they're going a little bit longer, but it's a good session. Maybe tomorrow I'll record some video while it's actually here instead of just me sitting alone in a room recording this. But that's it. So it's Dan York coming at you from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I'll end this one here. If you'd like to learn more, you can go to IETF.org. The next meeting will be in, I think, January, if I have it right, in San Francisco, which probably should have a pretty good turnout because it is San Francisco. That's all for now. Until another time, it's Dan York signing out.